Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
That's incredible.
Yeah. That's why he has darker skin.
This is a really good way to open the podcast.
Oh, is it recording?
Oh boy, is it.
Okay, cool. The Force is with me, and I'm one with the Force, and welcome to Mr. V's Keys Star Wars special.
Oh,
Hello,
that's what this episode is on?
Yep. Hello, Mr. V.
Greetings, Carlos.
Should I just do the intro again?
No, we're actually good.
Okay, cool.
You can continue from where you were.
Alright, Mr. V. A little bit late, but I just watched Rogue One.
Yeah, why are you so late on that?
Because I tried watching it, like the first week, 2 weeks, couldn't get a seat, couldn't anything. They
Star
sold
Wars.
out. Yeah, Star Wars. 2 months later, it shows their movie's been out for 2 months. It
so
was still
disappointed.
packed.
Okay.
I know, that's because it's that good.
It was
It's also,
crazy.
yeah, it's because Star Wars.
I couldn't even sit with my dad. Like,
You poor soul.
I know. I wanted to sit with my dad. He's a big Star Wars fan. Nowhere near as big as you. Care to talk about how big of a Star Wars fan you are?
What would you like to know about how big of a Star Wars
Just
fan
give us
I
an
am?
obscure character.
Shakti.
Yeah.
Kit Fisto.
Which name's
Greedo is the actual. Well, everyone knows that because the one moment at the end.
Greedo shot
says
first.
Greedo in the cantina.
Who shot first?
Han.
Han shot first.
Han absolutely shot first.
I've seen it. I've analyzed it. He shot first.
It's because it's establishing
What?
Han Solo as a rogue. He's not a good person.
Eve Koth, who's actually a Jedi that actually gets blown up in episode 2, but you never actually see him that well, on one of the transports in the Clone Wars when they're going on Geonosis and they've left the arena and it gets blown up by a rocket. He was actually on that one. And it's right behind Mace Windu and Obi-Wan Kenobi. But you never know. But I know.
Okay, well, that's how big of a fan he is.
Heck yeah.
Carlos, can you name an obscure Star Wars character? Because I can't.
I also have posters.
There's a green Darth Maul.
Do you
Yeah.
know? Do you know his name?
No.
What is that race called? I can never remember what that race.
Iridonians.
Is that right?
That's what Darth Maul is. He's an Iridonian.
Yeah, there's a green guy. He's like the apprentice to Maul after
And
Maul ran away.
what's
or
my
something.
obscure? Mitra Surik. That's my
No
obscure
idea.
character.
Okay, well, this episode's gonna have like 3 sections to it. Just talking Star Wars, talking Rogue One, and talking about the possible future of Star Wars. Cool?
Kosh.
Cool.
May the Force be with us.
Mm.
So, how did you get into Star Wars? Like, what caused your
My father.
father?
He had the trilogy, the original trilogy on VHS. I swear, me and my sister would watch that every weekend. Especially episode 6, which is my favorite, Return of the Jedi. Because the Ewoks, that seems great.
I love the Ewoks.
But my dad was really into it, and so we were really into it. And I remember when episode 1 came out, and everyone's like, "What?" My dad's like, "We're going." I was like, "Sweet," and then I was like, "Yes, Star Wars is back."
I got into it because my brother was into it. And one of my fondest memories as a kid was, it was my brother and I, we were at our house. 3 of our cousins came over. We had lightsabers and we reenacted the scene when Anakin kills Dooku.
Do it.
When,
You got into Star Wars in the prequels.
yeah.
Actually,
So dumb.
I think my first exposure to Star Wars was playing Star Wars Battlefront with my brother
Same.
on the PlayStation
Star
2.
Wars Battlefront. It's a
We're-
game.
I know exactly
Yeah.
what it is, but if that's your first exposure, my
Mhm.
life was.
That's not my
And
first
then
exposure, but
I
that's
saw
one of my earliest.
episode 1. There's air quotes there. Phantom Menace, and then I saw the original trilogy, and then I saw Attack of the Clones
You
and
did it.
Revenge of the Sith.
I feel like you did it all backwards.
I feel like I did too, and then I played KOTOR 1 and 2.
So I
I
remember
played KOTOR.
when we like reenacted the scene, when Obi-Wan has the like platform fall on him. We had a box rigged up to fall on my brother who was playing Obi-Wan, and so he would like fall back and hit a door,
Wait.
and then the door. Yes.
Episode 2
Or 3.
or 3, like the platform on the ship, or like the rocks,
Because I...
and like him getting
Old.
like his knee blown to the side.
Modu, Sal.
Whichever one Dooku gets his head cut off.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
Episode 3. Do it.
That's how you got into it.
No.
Do it.
But like that's one of my fondest memories.
I'm gonna like that.
with Star Wars.
I feel like you got in really late in the game.
Bit of a tangent though, related to that fight in particular. Have you guys seen the video where it's that fight, but every time the lightsabers hit, it's do it?
No.
It's
No, and that sounds
hilarious.
like all kinds of scary.
Well, it's just every time the lightsabers clash, it's just do it, do it, do it.
That'd be fascinating.
It's pretty funny.
Okay.
I'll link it in the description of this video, maybe if I remember to.
So, would you be a Sith or a Jedi?
Jedi all the way.
Why?
Because you are going to die as a Sith. You have to. That's part
Rule
of the
of
rules.
two.
Yeah.
Well, after the Bane instituted the rule of 2. Like before that, there were more Sith because the Sith were actually a species that Darth Jedi bred with.
And then they were an empire for a
Yeah.
really long time.
But totally a Jedi. Plus, like I just feel like I'm a rational human being, and so like that's what the Jedi are.
Right.
They're, like these rational creatures. I'd probably though be honest, be more gray than like
Yeah, I was gonna
in
say,
the light side.
Is
of
it
things. I'd
Jedi
be,
or
like,
Gray Jedi?
Closer to like the middle of the Force spectrum and be like, oh, almost teetering on the dark side today, but I didn't.
So you'll be like a sketchy Jedi.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Here's
I-
my-
Mr. B, I do what I want.
I no way could
What
I
was
be
the
a
first
Jedi.
thing you said? At the start of the year, your soul is black.
Yeah, my
Like
soul's
your-
black, right? So we gotta keep with that.
I could not be a Jedi.
Why?
I don't think, cause like don't the Sith like they draw their power from their emotions and stuff?
They're passions, but like dark side passions.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think I
no.
would like if I had the Force, the like rage and anger and power would like
You'd fall.
I would
It'd
fall
entice
to
you.
it. Yeah, it would lure me in and I would fall to it very quickly.
I don't buy that. You're too nice of a human being.
I get real crazy sometimes.
Well, I guess Anakin was really.
I would never.
Yeah,
I would never
Anakin
want.
was a cool guy.
Yeah.
And like I would
But
just
he had fear. That was his problem. He was
He had, a,
fearful.
he had a lot of problems.
I would just find myself running around with a lightsaber yelling "Erigrio Erpita." I'll tear you apart.
I'd kill you.
Probably.
See, I wouldn't even want to be a Jedi. I am not interested.
Would you be
in,
a trooper?
No, I would probably be. Well, realistically, I'd be like, I don't know.
Some dude.
I'd work in a cantina.
I'd be like, realistically, I'd be in the Galactic Senate pulling
Yeah.
strings and be like, I'm Senator from
What
whatever.
about you, Lucia?
Hmm?
Would you be a Jedi or Sith?
Probably a Jedi.
You seem
I
like a
don't
good
know.
person. You seem like a kind of person that wouldn't murder people.
Yeah, I don't think I could murder people.
Well, the Jedi Order isn't like.
Good.
They're not like good. They're the neutral, right? They're always supposed to be that neutrality sort of thing, where they don't want to
They're
get
objective.
involved. Yeah.
For the greater good.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Mention stormtroopers.
What about him?
Clone troopers, stormtroopers, or first order stormtroopers. Which armor do you like the most?
Well, which armor do I
Yeah.
like the most?
I gotta go
Boba
classic. That doesn't
The
count.
Mandalorian armor?
Yeah!
So
That's
Isn't
yeah.
it-
That's
hey.
good set. That's good set. That's
Boba
good
Fett's a
set.
clone.
yeah.
Don't remind
Boba
me.
is a clone.
I win.
Um.
That does lead me into my next question and my answer
Oh, I was gonna
for my
say.
next question. What would you say?
I was in terms of the armor designs. I like the First Order a lot. I like Phasma especially. I think Captain Phasma's armor is really cool.
The silver.
But like, if we're just talking about the troops themselves, the Stormtroopers have to be the best because they have the best dialogue. Stormtrooper dialogue is always the best because they're always talking about some dumb thing.
I like the First Order armor too. I like the helmet a lot. But like, honestly, it would just be any of the troopers that weren't the ordinary white outfit, like the Shadow Troopers, I think is what they're called. It's like the all black.
Mhm.
Those guys are awesome. You see them in Rogue One with the director. Those guys are awesome.
Oh, also the Emperor's Guard.
Oh, yeah.
red?
The guys in the red,
red.
who never do anything, but they're so cool.
I've never seen them do anything.
I don't.
These are actually lightsabers in their stabs.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact for everyone.
Speaking of lightsabers, what color would your lightsaber be? Okay, you said Mandalorian, so my answer off of that is a little bit cheating because it's not an ordinary lightsaber, but the dark saber.
No.
Mandalorian dark saber.
No,
I
that's
love it.
cheating.
I love the black.
I go with orange. What's the? I don't remember what it's actually called, but I go with
There's
orange.
Yeah, there's orange.
I do wield
Mm.
violet and blue.
Dual wielding always felt so dangerous to me.
No. Living on the edge.
Not as dangerous as a double-bladed lightsaber. Those just seem completely impractical.
I forgot the name of the fighting styles that.
Oh, they have a lot.
There's 7 of them.
And
yeah, but the whole
they're
focus
called.
is to dismember them and like cut their limbs, right?
Not all of them. Like,
Form 2 is for
Do you
fighting
know
Jedi.
all 7?
I think it's, well, Form 7 is Vapid, which was actually created by Mace Windu because his species of human is inherently dark-sided. And so what it does is it uses that inherent dark side to loop it through the light side so that way he doesn't fall to the dark side when in battle. I think it's Form 3, and I think it's Sorisu. I can't remember.
I'm on the prowl.
But that's a defensive one, and what that is characterized by are close body movements, and the blade's really close to the body. So it's, if you're really a master at it, like Luminara and Dooley was, you're almost impenetrable in hand-to-hand combat, and definitely impenetrable to lightsaber blaster blasts.
Lightsaber blast.
Sorry, blasters.
But if we're talking about,
I
I
think
can't
that's
find
the
them.
name.
Yeah, I think it's Cerezo.
There's a Taru, Makashi, which is hand-to-hand, which is what Dooku uses. That's Form 2, I believe.
Yeah, but before we move on, what always interested me more than just the Jedi are the people who hunt the Jedi. They're the guys who are the coolest because they have to hunt the best, right? How do you do that?
No thanks.
Alright.
You don't want to hunt
Before we get on
Jedi.
to Rogue One,
Form 2.
I thought I had one final question, but I.
Form 3 is Cerezo, yeah. The way of the mind.
Oh yeah, I do
Yeah,
have
that's
one.
the defensive one.
Before we go on to Rogue One talk, one final question: favorite planet?
Does Nar Shaddaa count?
I think Nar Shaddaa counts.
Because
I like
it's technically
Kamino.
a mood of Nal Hutta.
I like Kamino as well. I've always been a fan of Coruscant
Yeah.
just because it's a massive city.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kashyyyk as well.
Mhm.
Kashyyyk I've always liked.
I like Kamino because it's just entirely water, and they were like, we're building facilities on the water planet. And the species that lived on Kamino, like the natives, they're weird.
The Kaminoans?
Yeah,
They're cool.
long-necked
I like them.
like alien species.
That's one of the things that I do like a lot of the designs. As much disdain that I have for the prequels, I do like a lot of the
I
characters.
understand they can hate the prequels.
I don't hate them. I think they're just worse than the original trilogy by a significant margin.
Not a prequel. Actually, is a prequel. Not one of the prequels, but is a prequel. Rogue One.
Hmm.
Good segue.
Yeah, it's It's a good.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't seen it.
Lots of
Spoilers
spoilers.
for the rest of the
She hasn't seen it
podcast.
yet.
I'm sorry. Do you want to leave the room? You can.
No,
You sure?
You plan on seeing it?
I do.
Leave the room.
Unless you just don't care about
Unless you don't
spoilers.
care.
We don't have to spoil anything major. What we can do is just talk about like whether or not.
That's not happening. My favorite part is a massive spoiler.
Also, my biggest gripe is a massive spoiler.
But there's gonna be people who are watching this and or listening. I guess we don't.
And we'll see. I will
Spoiler,
see in the YouTube analytics
if
that
you-
the people stop watching right
if you
about
haven't seen
now.
Rogue One, stop listening right now.
Go watch Rogue One
Go
and then
watch Rogue
continue.
One, and then come back and listen to us. That's it. You can't get mad at us now
Or
if we
we could
spoil.
do chapter 2, Rogue One.
Should we?
I could split
We
this
could
into two
literally make this
uploads.
3 different segments.
I guess we
I could split this into different
I
uploads.
could still go on about the original Star Wars because people always give me crap why I like the prequels.
So should we just not talk about Rogue One yet? Maybe next week.
Sure, let's not talk about Rogue One.
Alright, that's fine. I can keep my favorite part of the movie in my head still.
I
And
might cut this from. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Depends on how lazy I am. When
Alright,
I'm
so
editing.
everyone, we're just go back to what we were talking about. Do you have anything to say? Just Star Wars. You know what? Why? Why do you like the prequels? Explain to all of the people listening to us that.
Why do I like Star Wars? That's
Defend
the
yourself.
question.
Defend yourself and like explain to your
You don't have
listeners
to-
that
you
you're
don't have
not
to
a
justify
monster who
yourself.
likes the prequels. You're just an ordinary guy who likes the prequels.
I don't see how you can't like the prequels, and I know that there are some issues with Hayden Christensen's acting. But like one person pointed out on the History Channel because they did this whole like history and Star Wars thing is like the person who's going to become somebody that is as powerful as Darth Vader is a whiny little baby.
Oh, yeah.
Like, those people don't get their way, and so then they take it out on everybody else because they want ultimate power. Look at Hitler. I wasn't an artist. Right? Like, I didn't die in World War. Right? Like, this is right. Those people become powerful. So, I mean, it's kind of that. But if you look at it and you actually analyze the prequels, it's so amazing the antithesis that they are to the original trilogy, right? If you look at the color scheme, it is so much more colorful, right? Which is to prove 2 points. One, how much beauty and how much culture there was in the Republic before the Empire takes over, but also to just completely underscore the gluttony and the corruption that had been happening, right? That when you go to the major planets like Coruscant and Naboo, they are so wealthy and these people are gluttonous and they can afford these things. And then when you go to Tatooine, on the outskirts, people don't care. I mean, it's a direct correlation to poverty in society, right? And to see that beforehand, and to see that culture, right? It's like the 1920s where you had these individuals who were absolutely rich, and the gluttony that was in the 20s, but that poverty still existed, right? And that money didn't trickle down to everybody, and almost 50% of households weren't making the money that they needed to make. Like, so there's that aspect, right? It sets up one of the most important characters of all time, Jar Jar Binks. I know you all hate Jar Jar Binks, but who was foolish enough to get tricked by the Senator Palpatine, Chancellor Palpatine, the Emperor, to actually hand over emergency powers to the supervillain? Nobody was brave enough. Nobody was foolish enough to do that and get tricked. And finally, he has the limelight. He's somebody who has risen up and comes to represent an entire planet and have a voice, right? And he's trying to do the right thing. He thinks he's being courageous, and what he does is he undermines a complete democracy, and that just shows you how fragile democracy can absolutely be, and the value of education, and the value of needing individuals who are well versed and not willing to hand over those kinds of powers, and who value checks and balances, right? And not allowing a crisis to get the better of you in a country. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And then all the historical compliances, the elaboration on both the Jedi not only as this, what you see in the original series is this powerful organization of individuals who unfortunately got wiped out, but we get to see why they're almost completely wiped out from the galaxy, and a part of it is Yoda himself, saying in episode 3, I failed to prepare the Jedi for this. We got lazy, we got arrogant, we actually weren't what our organization was designed to be. We weren't following the tenet of the Jedi Order in the long run, and that's my fault. And to see the most powerful Jedi be humbled in the most atrocious of incidences is also another lesson to learn, right? Don't let your wisdom, don't let your power get the best of you.
And I think the main issue that people take with the prequels is not generally with like how the story is presented or what the overall plot, and it more stems from the individual scene by scene writing that has a tendency to fall sort of flat in a lot of places.
I don't think it's that flat in the grand scheme of things. Are there issues that I would change? You bet, right? Episode 1, I would reduce the pod racing length, right? Took a little bit too much time.
I mean, I would just cut everything but the Duel of the Fates.
Episode 2, but you can't cut all that stuff, right? It is so necessary. It sets up Qui-Gon Jinn and what he's going to eventually be doing, right? I mean, Qui-Gon Jinn was warning the Jedi Order. He was actually, in many ways, the Jedi, right? Except for the whole Anakin, not seeing that stuff, but so it's fascinating.
But at the same time, Qui-Gon feels like the most like scoundrelly, underhanded Jedi that's ever been the main character.
No.
Qui-Gon's Liam Neeson, so he's my guy.
I mean, hey, I like Liam Neeson. I just don't think Qui-Gon's a spectacular character.
But he is. What's the beauty of him? So intelligent. He's the one that develops Force spirits.
Right.
He was the one, like, to say he's not a spectacular character, not even Yoda had transcended that power of the Force. That tells you something, yeah.
I thought of a couple questions, but I don't know if we should ask them. I think.
I mean, we can. No, let's ask them. Go for it.
Ask them? Okay. You're talking real long about the prequels, so do you. The story of the Jedi Order versus the Separatists, or the Rebellion versus the Empire? He's taking his time with this one.
No one's ever asked me this question.
I'm gonna get.
Can I? Here, I'll have a little bit.
Jedi versus the Separatists.
Why?
Really?
I agree with that too, though.
I think it's more complex and more nuanced.
I just like droids.
I don't like droids. I think the droids are way lamer than stormtroopers.
I think it asks some very clear, interesting, cutting questions. Like, for instance, it's very clear the rebels are good. The Galactic Empire is bad. The question becomes, are the Separatists actually evil? Or are they within their rights
Right.
to leave to run their own state? Federalism.
Exactly.
Right? States' rights versus federal government, right? Is the Republic actually good? Are the Jedi actually good? So I feel like there's a sense of complexity within that conflict that you do not get with the Rebels versus the storyline of the original. Definitely, there's complexity to it, but just the conflict itself.
Mm-hmm. And I would have to go with neither. I'd have to go back to Galactic Republic versus the Sith Empire. All the way back to the Old Republic.
That's not a thing anymore, though.
That's
since Disney purchased.
Wait, I thought they recanonized that.
Mm-mm.
So, you saying that like the Rebellion are the good guys and the Empire are the bad guys? Rogue One shed a little different light on that.
I thought we weren't talking about Rogue One.
I won't be talking about it.
I don't think Rogue.
I also think it
was
didn't.
Very clear with Rogue One.
I also think it didn't do that.
Here, let me explain.
Is it because our main character's not a very good person?
Jyn Erso. I won't get into any spoilers. This spoiler episode is for next time. But Jyn Erso was captive under the Empire.
Yeah.
And then the rebel came in, saved her. It was like, okay, cool, now you have to help us. You have to. help us. Like
For good causes, that happens all the time. I don't think that's
Yeah, I
don't think that's very complex.
I think Rogue One does not transcend the binary morality that
No.
most of the series
doesn't.
falls under.
I don't know. Rogue One just made me feel like the rebels are a bit of scum.
Well, you know, they're scrappy and they're the underdog, so
Which
they
is funny because I don't get that
They
at
don't.
all.
They don't feel like underdogs.
they're losing that entire movie.
Yeah, but like,
We gotta stop. There's too many
Okay,
spoilers
cool.
in here.
Too many spoilers. We're cutting it off.
that was good. I guess we're having 2 more parts of this Star Wars.
I guess.
I feel, well, we have to talk about where
Rogue
do we think
One.
the series is going.
Yeah.
We
we
have to
didn't
talk
get to
about
that
Rogue
stage,
One,
right? Like,
yeah.
All right, 3
right,
more
'cause where
weeks.
is it? I mean, we've had
2 more weeks.
Episode 7 come out,
Yeah.
right? We've had The Force Awakens,
Where's it?
and guess what's coming out in December?
The episode 8, right?
Episode 8.
Yeah, like Knights of Ren, Snoke. What are they? What's going on?
I mean,
Well,
they're the knights. They're the knights of Kylo Ren.
Darth Plagueis.
So
I'm waiting.
I think Snoke.
I'm disappointed that Snoke isn't just gigantic. I kind of wanted him to just be that big.
Like in reality.
Yeah.
Like, oh, not a holograph.
When
Darn it!
When
He's not
Ren's
that
talking to him,
gigantic.
and he's like, yeah. At first I was like, whoa, okay, is Kylo talking to some giant?
He's
dude?
talking to the giant.
I couldn't tell at first either. I was like, that's impressive.
Yeah, I was like,
He's a
geez,
big guy.
how is this guy not destroying?
Also,
everything?
why didn't we hear about this guy?
Yeah. So we've got that to talk about. We've got our opinions on Rogue One to talk about, and I feel like
Star Wars is life.
Star Wars is good.
Hashtag Star Wars is life.
I don't know what music I'm gonna use for the outro, but this is the end of the episode.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.